What's good, YouTube? It's Ricky Rose coming at you with another story time. And in this story time, I'm gonna actually talk about the first time I got high. It's not a long story, but I'm gonna try to, spread out the details and shit. But like I said, there was a whole bunch of things that happened when my mother wasn't, she went to DR a couple of times while I was in high school. So I stood with my aunt. And like I said before, my aunt has 3 kids, but there was only 2 living there at the time, which was Manny and Nando. They're both brothers, but they're very different. You know what I'm saying? They love each other and shit, but they always, pick fights and shit or whatever. So Nando is more like I'll say, I wouldn't say a lost cause. I would say a lost cause because my son got a family now and shit. He working and all that. But back then when we was in high school, my son was a hustler. Manny was different. He stood home. He worked and shit. He worked like in Petco, I believe, something like that. He was like a manager, and he still is. But he was more like a gamer and shit. He took video games more at heart. And Nando, like I said, he was basically a hustler. He was with the streets and shit. And me, I was sort of in between. I played my games, but when it came time, I had to do what I had to do. So, the first time I got high, honestly, I didn't know what the fuck, what was going to happen. I thought I was probably going to die or some shit, I was hyped, because I thought I was going to be cool and shit. Like, yeah, bitch, I smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool as shit now. Like, don't touch me, bitch. You're not on my level. Because I'm high as shit now. But the first time I did that was my cousin had just came up in the house. And I was like, what was it? I was like in 9th grade and shit. That was right before I started, like right when I started high school actually. Like the second week of it. And me and my cousin used to go to school together. But he used to get high before he go to class. I used to do that too eventually, but then I stopped. That shit was low key. It was getting whack after a while, to be honest with you. So I remember it was a Friday. On Fridays I used to get out like around 12:30. So I get home, to my aunt's house like around 1. By the time I get there, I'm chilling. I wouldn't say I was hungry, but it was time to eat. Low key, it was lunchtime. Niggas felt like eating. So he come in the house and shit, cause he had went. I forgot where he went, cause I had went to my aunt's house by myself. Usually, we take the train together and shit, and we go to the crib. But he went to do something. He was waiting for some shorty there. And I had dipped on his ass. I low-key left that nigga. And he finally came through the door like around 3. He was like, yo, you trying to get high? And me, I was just like, it was a new fucking experience. I'm just like, yeah, fucking what's up, man? He was like, low-key, we out buying a dub and shit back then. I'm telling you, this was like 4 years ago. Niggas had dimes and shit and nicks. Like, literally, over here, that's what they had. So, we bought a dub. That's a 20. Basically, 2 dimes and shit of sour. So, he come in the crib and that shit. And we rolled up on bamboo paper. We could have got the wrap, but niggas wasn't really feeling that shit. My lips ain't trying to turn purple. Not with that shit. So, we did it on bamboo paper. We took like 3 little sheets. We matched them up together and shit. Like, we licked them and shit and put them up together. And we broke the weed up. We put the shit on there. And as soon as we finished, the third brother of the 2 that were there, Manny and Nando, with the third one is Gilbert. His freeloading ass pulled up. He's like, oh, y'all about to blow it down? We like, nah, we not about to do that. We know, because this nigga, like, he a low-key, a dolphin. Nah, not really a dolphin, but like, he smoke wild fucking weed and shit. But he low-key be broke and shit half the time. And his ass, he was like, yo, what's up? We lighting up. Like, nigga, where your 10 at? Fuck out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? We put up our bread. But nigga over here trying to roll up with us. Nah, nigga, you better go somewhere. So we dubbed this shit. He was like, man, y'all foul for that, whatever. So he leave. And Manny come on. He was like, oh, y'all about to smoke? So we offered Manny. He was like, fuck, you want to blow down with us? We had 2 blunts. And we did. We all smoked. The way we smoked, my aunt, she actually owns a house with 3 floors and a basement. So literally 4 floors. But we went down to the basement and shit. And That's where the basement, like the basement, there's 2 rooms and shit to the basement. We low key had, there was like mad chairs and shit. Like, it's a basement, it's not supposed to be look neat. Nigga, we grabbed the table, we grabbed the fucking chairs and shit. Man, there was a little fan in the corner, we turned that shit on. Bro, we started blowing it down. It's hot in there as it is. It was, like I said, it was cold outside because that's when school just started. It was like September, some shit. And, you know, but in the basement, that's where the boiler's at. So it was fucking steaming. We closed the door because there's, like I said, there's 2 rooms in there. And the dog was outside. He wasn't outside, but he was in the first room. You got to go through the first room to get to the second room. We was in the second room. The second room big as hell. So the boiler's in there and it's fucking baking. The smoke is not making it any better. And we were siphoning the shit like at the same time. You know, we take 3 pulls, we pass it, and then the second one comes around. So we had 2 wells, so we just kept siphoning shit. Since I was low-key a fucking rookie, I ain't have no brown shirt though, but I was a fucking rookie. You know, that was my first time and shit. And my head was like slow as fuck. Like I felt I was moving I was moving backwards in time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I walk to the door and it's like the door, I'll never reach the door. When I do, I'll just run into the shit. Cause I felt so fucking slow. Like I ain't have the experience of doing that shit 30 fucking times a day. You know, like I said, that was my first time. My cousin, of course, he was like, a pro shit, whatever. But since it was my first time, I felt slow as hell. Like, I'm already slow as it is, and then that shit just made me 10 times slower. And if you think about it, weed, it has different effects on people. Not everybody has the same effect. For me, the shit, when I got high, I just wanted to end the fucking refrigerator. Everything that was in the fridge, it was gone. I was baking that shit. I was gonna eat the whole fucking shit. You ain't stopping me. Nobody's stopping me. You say something, I'm gonna eat you. Stop playing with me. But that's how I was. And then after I eat, I knock the fuck out. My cousin, he's just like me. But Manny, he probably just, you know, get high and just space out. He'll sit down and just look at you like he is spaced the fuck out. He just sit there and play video games and just mash a whole bunch of buttons. His ass will be pointless. Like he just wastes the shit to waste it. He'll look out the window for days and not notice, you know. But for me and Nando, we go up and shit. After we all got high, we sweating. We had to go up like 3 flights of stairs. I don't even know how I managed to do that. That shit was crazy. Cause she lived on the 3rd floor. Well, she lived on the 2nd floor. But from the basement, obviously, the basement would be 1, the 1st floor would be 2, and then her floor would be 3. So we go up the fucking stairs, and I'm out of fucking breath. I'm sweating like hell. My stomach is rumbling because I'm fucking hungry. My heart feels slow as hell. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. I start telling this shit out loud, and my cousin like, he started laughing at me. I was like, yo, you think this shit funny, huh? If I die, I swear to God, I'm gonna haunt you and your kids. He's like, he started laughing at me. I'm like, okay. Hey, what you want to eat? They was like, oh, let's order some Chinese food. But then was like, nah, fuck it, let's just make a whole bunch of sandwiches. I put that on God. We made, like, cause you see how they got sliced bread and shit. Like, obviously, to make a sliced bread, you need 2 slices and shit. There's like, you can make like 8 sandwiches if you use a whole roll of fucking sliced bread, like the whole fucking little plastic shit. And I swear to God, we made like 16 sandwiches. We made milkshakes. Well, not milkshake, but we took some strawberries and put some milk in that bitch, and we killed that shit. I took the biggest shit. My stomach was already rumbling after we fucking ate, but when I'm telling you, we dogged that bitch, and the sandwiches wasn't even, you know, oh, ham and cheese. Hell nah. We took the ham. We took 2 kinds of fucking cheese. She had the yellow and the Swiss. We took that shit. We took salami. We took the other salami that you could fry. Boy, them sandwiches was not thin. Them bitches was thick as fuck. Looking like the shorties out here from New York now. Them bitches was thick. And we in that bitch, yo. We just staring at it. Like to us, it looked like a fucking masterpiece. Because first of all, 3 high niggas ain't nothing gonna turn out right. The whole shit just went sideways. So we dogged like 16 fucking, not 16 sandwiches. It was more like, 3 a piece. So it was like 9. But boy, the milkshakes on top of that, man, that shit killed us, yo. We was cycling to go to the bathroom and shit. So it was like, we're already slow. And then when we go in there, we taking the shit, we fall asleep on the toilet. And the other niggas knocking on the door like, yo, hurry the fuck up. And then after that, that's basically what had happened. Like, we was just passed the fuck out after that. We instantly ate and we instantly took a shit. And then we instantly fell asleep. And then when we woke up and shit, there was cause we forgot to take the stems out. If you don't take the stems out, the weed and shit, that's what really gives you the headaches. Well, at least that's what I've been told, and that's what I'm gonna tell y'all. Like, there's always like the little stems in the weed and shit. You gotta pull them off and shit when you breaking up the weed. But if you leave them in there, that's what gives you the headaches. We left the stems in there, talking shit to each other. We wasn't paying attention, so we left the shit up. And when we wake up, my aunt had popped up. They mom and shit. She banging on the door like, yo, what we gonna eat? We went from like 4 o'clock to like 9 o'clock at night. That's how passed out we were. Like, we were full, we was high, we was stopped in time. Like, the shit was fucking ridiculous. And then when we all wake up, we just managed to eat some more, cause we had like that little aftermath high shit. Like, the shit was still fucking with us. And that's basically the story. Like, I hope you guys really enjoyed. But in reality though, I wouldn't recommend doing that shit back to back, cause I used to do it like back to back. But and I had to stop that shit low key though, cause I used to come home, I used to finish everything. Like, I couldn't fucking do that shit. But that's how I used to get high though. I used to get high like 3 fucking L's and shit just for like me. But I can't do that shit no more. I got responsibilities. I can't fucking do that. And I'm actually grateful, because if not, my cousin was still here. He actually moved down to PA and shit. If that nigga was still here, I swear to God, I'd be broke. Because supposedly niggas be getting addicted to weed. I never got addicted. I did it, multiple times in a week. But I never got addicted. And I thank God for that shit. But low key, that was a good ass fucking experience though. I wouldn't recommend you getting high. But if you want to have a good time, you go ahead and do that. But like I said, this is the video of the day. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, let him know about the first time you got high, if you did, and what would you do if you didn't get high before. But it's Ricky Rose, and I'm out of here.